What up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. It's funny, a week after I make a video about how nostalgia being reborn can be a crazy thing, nostalgia is literally reborn. I am in possession of the last green Arctic, and that is a crazy thought. Glidr is a walking W and sent me out replacement scales in a discontinued color that I guess they just had laying around for free because they apparently, I guess, saw my video and wanted me to not have a beat green Arctic. Let me just So to be very clear, this is not a new Arctic entirely. I have my fire and ice handles right here. They sent over new screws, pivots, washers, weights, basically everything except bushings and a blade. So I harvested the bushings and the blade from my fire and ice Arctic while my other green Arctic is out to tie for repairs, and put them on the fire and ice blade and created one of my favorite ballad songs in my collection. There is something, it is also poetic in a way that my original green Arctic was the final one in the drop, the last green one in stock that they had. And now this green Arctic is the last new one that will ever come out of Glidr's warehouses. In a sense, the last in stock, which is really kind of sweet in a way. The experience of flipping this thing has been overwhelmingly comforting and nostalgic in a way that I can't even begin to describe. A lot of people talk about how they have their beater ballad song that's just more comfortable to them than any other ballad song. And that was always true for the Green Arctic. Even with my Fire and Ice Arctic, even with the Fire and Ice Arctic that I had, which was basically an Arctic in almost brand new condition, it just never matched that level of comfort. And that especially changed when I decided to just screw it and put in the adjustable weights that Glidr made, the pin spacers, which basically secured it as being different than the Green Arctic in most of its way, in most ways. But this recaptures that comfort and puts it in a package that not only has perfect off the factory floor tolerances, but also just feels so good in the hand. There is I don't know if they changed their scale, their manufacturing process since I got my Fire and Ice Arctic, but there is a smoothness and comfort in this Arctic that I have not felt in a ballad song in general since I picked up something like the Kraken. Also, you got to excuse the mess down here. It's spring break packing time. I'm just recording before I have to go home, essentially, and then work on actual videos for my actual main channel. It's going to be so much fun. That sounded sarcastic. It wasn't. Anyway, what was I saying? It's essentially the comfort of the original Green Arctic in a brand new package, and it is just incredible. I cannot thank Glidr enough for sending everything over, and they even sent over their new pivots and stuff. So now I have not silver pivots, which means that the green is even more pronounced and beautiful, and it just it looks so good. So my plan is, because I don't have a blade and bushings to donate to this thing, and I still want my Fire and Ice Arctic because it has the pin spacers in it, and this will essentially probably become my beater given how dinged up it is. I think the plan moving forward is to retire the original scales, because I've gotten to the point in my collection where the Arctic isn't my beater anymore. The Arctic isn't flipped over concrete or anything like that. The most dangerous thing that the Arctic is going to encounter is the legs on my chair, which means that the need for a beater Green Arctic isn't really needed anymore. So take that blade, take those bushings, and give it a complete refresh. New hardware, new washers, screws, all that. And give it a makeover, essentially. Same blade, same Arctic, new look. And then somehow, I would really like to make like a frame or something. Imagine these are the old grain scales. Bring them over to like the wall or something and make like a back plate and hang them all up and sort of like frame them. Sort of like, I don't know if any of you watch. I was a Captain Sparkles viewer back in the day, and he always wore these red headphones. And then eventually they died and he had to get new ones, and he like immortalized them in like this little like area on his desk. He had like a stand for them and everything. And I kind of want to do the same for the green Arctic scales. Because from what I've seen, from what Ty was able to do, he put that thing back into a flippable state. So it might just be a situation of put these on when I want the Arctic to look aesthetically good, put it on display or something, put the other scales on when I actually want to flip it. And then I have both. I have the best of both worlds. I have a green Arctic that's in almost perfect condition. I say almost perfect because I have already put a dent in this, but that's fine. That's fine. Nothing like the old one. It's awesome. And then, flip the old one sometimes, display this one, use this in B-roll. It's so nice to have an old green Arctic back. And with the comfort I said before, I've already learned like 3 or 4 tricks. I said last video that I was doing like these choker fan things. I was never able to do that. That just kind of happened when I started flipping this thing again. Same with this trick. Same with that. And same with the short stop transition into this. Getting that smooth, which I guess I still don't exactly have it smooth. So doing that in one motion, I was not able to do until I got this Arctic. Like, I learned 3 tricks back to back while just flipping this thing for fun. And let's also listen to the fact that it's the best sounding Arctic that I have ever heard. Like, this thing is awesome. I love it. Glidr, thank you. Truly. Like, this is unbelievable. I had a mystery package. Like, I get notifications that say, oh, hey, your package is here. Come pick it up. And I get to school at it was probably like 10 a.m. And they're like, hey, you have a package. And they send a picture of it. And it's just like this black envelope with a label on it that's so small and so far away from the camera that you can't read anything on it. So I had no idea all day what was waiting in my mailbox for me, because like normally you kind of have like a mental track of everything you've ordered. Oh, I ordered the goose hat from Simple Stock. That should be arriving soon. Oh, Flipforge is sending me an Edit Light. That should be arriving soon. Oh, I ordered this thing from Amazon, etc. I have none of that. In fact, most people, I don't think even Ty has like my address here. So I had no idea who was sending me stuff. And because I couldn't see the package or the label, I had no idea where it was from or who sent it. So I was corresponding with Ty, being like, did you send something or what's going on here? And I get home and it turns out to be a suite of bags from Glidr containing scales and hardware, as well as things like the weights at the end of the spacers, or not weights at the end of the spacers themselves. Because Glidr just said, here, I have the note here, just so you have one that isn't beat. That's a dream come true. As someone who has loved the Arctic for so long, getting recognized by Glidr and being sent essentially a replacement green Arctic that you have loved so dearly is so cool. So thank you again, Glidr. You are real ones, for real. And yeah, this is like personally my top 3 ballad songs right now. It goes like the Nemesis, well, trainer wise, it goes like Nemesis. Oh gosh, what trainers do I even have? Like Nemesis. Am I dumb? Huh. What is in my top? Well, the Arctic's in my top 3. This is in my top 3. Forgive me for that one. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, Walking W. I now have a brand new green Arctic, courtesy of Glidr, and it's so cool. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.